We're here with the new HD-8240 Ali 3606 STB. Gonna go over some basic setup and functions to familiarize you with the differences between this and the old 3602 boxes. First thing in the menu here is service. Organizing services is your channel manipulation tools. You can go through and press OK for a bunch of channels. The video, I don't think will show it, so I won't do it, but they'll gray out when they're selected. Just pick one. And you can go down, you can lock them, you can bulk move, you can delete them in bulk, or if you have a single one selected, go down that little pencil and you can rename. On-screen keyboard is fairly simple and easy to use compared to a lot of them I've seen. One tip, this box is a little different. Normally we press exit to back out of menus. If you press exit on most of the menu screens, it takes you right back to TV. Hit the menu button to actually back out. That takes some getting used to. Installation. There's only two things that we're going to use here. FastScan satellite, whatever that says. Auto installation, that's all for Europe and won't function here. Satellite guide, if you enter in all your coordinates and stuff, this will tell you where to point your dish. Is your main satellite installation menu. Let's go over the features quick. L&B type is set for standard. We do the 10600 22 kilohertz on for the Avenger PLL and Spitfire, since most people are using those. You can change this to just about any frequency. There are also user settable frequencies in here, you know, your normal universal settings, some weird stuff for Europe, pretty much everything. TP index works like an open box or anything else. You can go through and look at the different transponders there. Here's your switch settings. You can set up to a 16 port switch on there. Positioner. Dissect 1.2 is available. There's your different setup options there, and oops, I keep pushing the wrong button. USALs. This local setting, that's for Europe. It's got European cities in there. Don't use it. Enter longitude, latitude. You can move the motor around manually too. Go to reference, brings you to the 0. It's pretty much standard. Set it and forget it. 12 volt switching. We normally don't use that here, but it's available. Polarity, for the guys with the rotors and other setups, you can set to just scan all horizontal, just scan all vertical. Most guys are going to leave that at auto. Tone burst, most people don't use those here. L&B power, 1318 is standard. If you need to boost it a little, you can go higher, or you can even shut it off. Now, you can see the blind scan option. If you press the white key, it's going to blind scan everything, encrypted, unencrypted, TV, radio. You probably, for most satellites, want to hit the red key, go to single scan, and you can set just free to air. Set that to blind scan. Go to OK. Moves your motor if you have one. And we'll go through and start blind scanning. Preferences. Language is going to be English for most people, but you can switch it here. Time setting, GMT off for North America. Set your date, set your time. Time display on and off will either have the clock on all the time when the receiver's on or show you the channel number. That's up to you. Timer, that's for timer records. It's pretty self-explanatory. Audio video control. This is similar to the old 3602s. The modes we're going to use are all the 60s. The 50s are PAL for Europe. You can try auto if you want. I really wouldn't recommend it on a North American only TV. Select all your standard modes up to 1080. Progressive. Alright, channel list mode. You have three options here. You can make the little narrow list, which is option 1. You can make a medium-sized list, which is option 2, or the full screen list, which is option 3. That's up to you. Subtitles, we typically don't have them for free to air here. Auto power down. This option, it's not a sleep timer. What it is if you don't touch the box, hit the volume or the channel or the menu button after whatever you have it set to, it automatically puts itself to sleep. And with an HDMI TV, most of them will detect no signal and also go to sleep. This, you can turn off the panel when it's in standby instead of showing the clock. Loop control, you can turn the loop through on or off when the box is off. It saves power apparently. Standby modes, you have real standby, which actually puts the box to sleep in a minimal power mode, or you have fake. Fake is kind of like what OpenBox did with the S9 and S10 to make the timer work, where it doesn't really turn off, it just turns off the TV, or the TV signal. Oh, and I just pressed exit instead of menu and it went to TV. On-screen display, this is neat. You can put the information banner on the top or the bottom, depending on your preferences. Time, that's all pretty basic. Default setting will erase the channels, load the default database in there. Software upgrade. This thing is actually capable of upgrading from the satellite if we had a satellite stream that was doing it. That option, obviously, we're not going to use here. Upgrade and backup by USB is initially how we'll be doing our upgrades. To upgrade, you'd go here, you'd pick your file. Normally you want to do software with no channel list. If there's a bootloader upgrade, it'll be mentioned in the notes. What this will do is upgrade your software without overwriting your satellite settings and your channels and everything you put in there. The other options is, there's not a separate channel file with the 3606. You would upgrade your channel list from a full file. So you would just select channel list and it rips that out of the full ABS file. Back up to USB, that's real basic. Tell it where you want to put it. You can rename it here. Hit this, it backs it up. This has games. Games are pretty self-explanatory. You don't have to be online for them, they're built into the receiver. Conditional access, most people aren't going to use that here. USB. File list, this brings up your media player, which is way better than the OpenBox one. Instead of having to figure out where to push one or anything, You just arrow over and it shows you your PVR recordings or other videos or whatever you have on your attached drive. PVR settings, time shifting ability can all be set up here. Record as scrambled, that's a really neat thing for your subscription use. It's nothing we use here or can use here for the most part. Record type, we have new options. TP records the full transport stream of the whole transponder. It's useful for doing stream analysis, or if we find a bug and need to submit a file, that's what you'd use. TS is the standard thinner transport stream. PS is for other things and is needed on some feed types. You can set here when your hard drive goes to sleep too. USB speed test. This is definitely neat. Run the test and it will show you how many streams you can record at once and time shifting and whether it's SD or HD. This is a cruddy little flash drive. As you can see, it can't do much. That's to eject the USB drive. There's also a button on the remote to shut it down. Internet functions. Network local settings. This is where you'd set up your wired or your wireless if you're using the wireless end module. These are the automatic online upgrades, which we don't have enabled yet. That'll be gone over when we do. Weather forecaster. It grabs your local weather. Hit the green key, type in your city name. It has a lot in there for North America. This is a very small town in Minnesota. It shows you your weather and your future weather. Press the blue key to switch it from Fahrenheit to Celsius and back. RSS reader, use it if you want. YouTube. You can search for, play, and watch YouTube videos. It's really neat. This looks like the Alien player, but doesn't quite function like it. It will actually download the video or most of the video before it starts playing, where the Alien will buffer a little and, you know, pretty much stream it. Alright, let's go over watching TV. Gives you very basic information on the main information bar. Press info, press it again, and press the red key, and you can get more specifics. Exit out of that. Now if you want to get your channel list, change satellites or whatever, just press the OK key. This is where that other feature is telling you about. You can set, this is number 3, you can set it for a narrower one or a real narrow version. Here's your 87 list channel list. You can go through and select a channel or press the red key. For group, you can pull up your satellite list, or you can pull up your full list, and if you're motorized and everything, just select a channel, another satellite, it'll go right there. That is pretty much it for the 8240 and how it works. It's a bit more complicated than a 3602 box, but it has a lot more power and a lot more functions.